Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. Have you ever just wanted to jump the gun and just get into a relationship? Today I'll explain why you need to get to know yourself better before, making that next big move, and how that's very important before confiding into someone else. So the first thing that I would like to talk about is just taking time to know yourself. When you understand your values and what you want, you're less likely to settle for the wrong person. You're more willing to be patient and to go and endure finding who you are, what you like, what you don't like. And so for this reason, just be patient with your own growth before sharing life with someone else. It's not a race. It's not there's no finish line. No finish line is the same for everyone. So why put yourself in the box to kind of get there and not be happy with the end goal? So just get a chance to know yourself, take the turns, take the straightaways, and realize that this is not a race. Just be patient and just be thankful that you're here in a moment of just being single, really. For number two, don't rush into love. Love takes time. It's never about just the quickest connection or the quickest vibe or just the quickest feeling. It's always about, how long can you endure through the good times and the bad times. Rushing can lead to heartbreak or mismatched partners. I'm sure that you've experienced certain people in your life that you can just tell from a blink of an eye that aren't meant for each other, that aren't compatible for each other because they have certain needs and wants that someone else's don't align to. And so for that reason, real connections take time. Rushing often leads to wrong choices. So Proverbs 19:2, it says, desire without knowledge is not good. How much more will hasty feet miss the way? How much more will your feet just keep on walking down that path that you think is right, even though you know truly deep down in your heart that it's not. Be slow to quick impacts in your life. Don't just automatically just say, you know what, this is the person for me, and just write it off. Be patient. Take a second to really sit back and think, is this the actual right person for me 20 years from now or 30 years from now? You have to actually do your due diligence and think through some things before getting into a relationship. Number three, build your own happiness first. A relationship should add to your life. It shouldn't just be its own sole provider. There should be plenty of sources that make you happy in life. One spouse, one girl, one boy shouldn't be the make or break to your enjoyment of life. And so this leads me to just patience means enjoying life on your own instead of waiting for someone to complete you. Most of the times people get into relationships that are just kind of, have pain from the past, or just reflecting on what they did in the past, and just kind of, just mentally have a blockade, really get into relationships to complete themselves. It's really not just to help better someone else, it's to make them feel whole, and sometimes that's dangerous, because not just dangerous on your partner, but that's also dangerous on you, because you're going to do that over and over again. But it's also not fair for your partner. When you combine efforts and combine love, it's just, you're coming together to build something, to make something. You're just not getting together to just have a fling or just do anything else like that. I mean, you can, but that's not the right way to do things. So this leads me to number four, is waiting for that right person, or enduring through just life until you find that right person. Sometimes the best things in life is just being patient, and then right when you least expect it, you get that great grand reward. So just wait for the right person. Patience helps you avoid settling just because you feel lonely. Another thing that it does is it's better to be patient than to settle for someone who isn't a good match. Patience allows God to work. Settling too quickly may keep you from his best plans or keep you in bondage. And so a lot of times God might put that on our heart to, just think through some things as far as wanting to be with somebody. But maybe it shouldn't be with someone on earth. Maybe it's to be with him. A lot of times that someone really wants something, somebody really wants to pursue something, they go out and get it. But that right there should be a challenge for you. It's like a tug of war. Some days you feel like you want to be with somebody else, and some days you feel like you just kind of want to do your own thing and just be all at home and just have the little fire going, have the s'mores, have the cookies, and just stay put. But life is a game. It's a challenge. It's a puzzle. Some days you will feel like doing things, and some days you won't. So for that reason, just wait for His divine time. And I'm not saying just to sit back and just have it happen. Sometimes you do need to make the effort to go out there and make it happen yourself. But so for number 5 is focus on your own goals. Focus on your career, your passions, the things that you want to do in life, the things that you want to accomplish, the things that you aren't really good at, but that you still want to pursue to be better at. Having just a relationship or just some gal or some boy in your mind all day is not going to lead you to a solution to anything you do in life. So use the waiting time to work on these certain things. I think that is the biggest thing that you need to probably take away from this video is when you focus on the things that you want to do in life, regardless of somebody else, this will only make your relationship stronger. You have a lot more to present to the table. You have a lot more to just be complete and be whole, really. Finding God's purpose before you get in that relationship. Find what you actually want to do. Of course, that will come with stress. Of course, that will come with just certain bondages that you would least expect. And maybe even people along the way that you thought was, right for you, that maybe fits you, but it turns out that didn't. But at least you get a chance to grow from that experience and really take in the things that you did right, the things that you didn't do right, and just share, but not just share, but use that in the next relationship. Again, it's not about being, I forgot the word I'm looking for, but it's not about being kind of fractured from the prior experiences. It's about just growing from those experiences and showing someone else, the person that you really want to be with, the opposite. So a lot of times, again, people just jump to all these different relationships fractured, and God really wants to make you whole. So why would you want to spend your time steadily fractured when you have the spouse you need to be with right in front of you or right beside you, and He's with you throughout every single second? So go to Him, for guidance. Again, just don't, when the time is right. When the time is right, when everything is figured out in your life, you're content with who you are, you're content with your views, you're content with almost everything that you do. And sometimes you may not be, because God can send random people in your life, but you should feel some type of great, not just feeling, but you should know it in your spirit if someone is the right person. So, don't be lazy and just sit on your couch and expect someone to show up. And also don't be overbearing, thinking that everyone you see is the best thing since sliced bread. But just really go to God and ask Him what He thinks is best, and He'll direct your steps. So the last thing, just to leave you off with something that I would like to say is, being, in conclusion, wrapping up. So being patient doesn't mean doing nothing. It means preparing yourself for the right relationship, and not just any relationship. So today, if you found this helpful, if you found this insightful, share it with anybody that you know. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't say that too often, but give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. And of course, I will make more videos like this going forward. But overall, I think this generation needs more guidance on relationships and just things about love. And I'll continue to make videos about that. So just be prepared on the lookout for them. So that's why you should subscribe. But thank you. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it. My name is Lennox, and I hope you have a great day.